So I have been reflecting recently, and I have come to realize that there are plenty of things that I wish I could change about the world, about the genre, about myself. I am not infallible. I have done some really stupid shit over my time with the channel, more specifically pertaining to the early year or two of the channel's life. Like, don't get me wrong, 99% of the videos that I do now are exponentially higher quality than what my sister Wiggy and I used to put out.
We're gonna stop there, guys. This is definitely been... We may have made this seem fun. Okay, this may have been amusing, but it was soul-crushing.
The average like to dislike ratio is at approximately 90 to 95% for every single video, but there's a part of me, the critic, I guess, inside of me, that looks back at videos that we did like this, a video on villagers and heroes where we spent maybe 30 minutes in the game before getting bored and moving on, 9 Dragons where we just fumbled around for probably less than an hour, and instead of attempting to learn the game, the intricacies of what makes the game unique and what made the game popular back when it was relevant, we just gave up and moved on. Crusaders of Light, where, well, okay, you know what? Well, that game was actually really bad, despite what people had claimed in the comments. Dragon Ball Online, where we'd invested 2 hours into the game and thought that we could go ahead. We actually had the audacity here to do a review, an actual review of that game based off of a couple different hours invested into the game. Or in this instance, even Hysteria, where we spent less than an hour in the game and then we went on to call it the most boring MMORPG ever. Going back through this channel, I have come to realize that while I have made extensive efforts to change the channel for the better, those games still exist, and those videos on said games still continue to exist as well. And while I have no intention of ever removing them, I kind of feel like they're somewhat like a battle scar, you know? They're there to show that once upon a time, this is how little time and effort we actually put into these videos. We thought that YouTube was as simple as just playing a game for an hour and doing absolutely no research on it, just giving our thoughts based off of an hour of game time, or even less at times. I'm also not apologizing here, there's no real need to. We all start somewhere, and admittedly, I was careless at that time. The extent, the levels of effort between then and now should be very evident. So with this in mind, I went ahead and I started a new series called What is MMO Last Month. There are currently 3 games in that series thus far. What is Blue Protocol, What is Scarlet Blade, and What is TL Origin, with a new What is video on Vindictus coming this week. Heck, I have even begun to do videos on newly released MMOs in an entirely new way, with Bless Unleashed and Allion as examples to this, dedicating 20 hours or more to both games, discussing everything I'd experienced and giving a list of pros and cons at the end for interested players. I've decided that while I love bringing new games to your guys' attention, I love discussing news and current and future games, I want to dedicate time to already existing titles much more than I ever have before. Current MMOs, older MMOs, more obscure MMOs that are often overlooked, partly because newer titles are perceived to just be much better than older titles, and honestly, that's not entirely incorrect, but people often write them off just because they feel dated or there aren't any players playing them. With this new series, I'm aiming to go back through every single MMO that I played over the course of this channel's life and do a proper video on them, give them the time and the effort that they deserve. I regret putting such little effort into some of those videos. The games that I was either too bored to dedicate time to, or the games that I just couldn't be bothered learning. And I admittedly have lost a lot of fans along the way. I've turned plenty of people off of the channel because they were such low effort. And with this, I'm hoping that I have the opportunity here to earn some of that trust, earn some of those people's respect back. Those videos, once again, will live on as proof that I am in fact an idiot, But like everything, like every experience, that was a learning experience, and I am always looking for ways to make the channel better, to improve, whether those improvements are specific to something as simple as doing a little bit more research into a topic, or as large as overhauling the premise of the entire gameplay videos that I do. This is something that I can change. I can change how potential new players look at MMOs. We have the opportunity to breathe new life into games that might genuinely be worth it. The best part of all of this, you guys don't actually need to do anything to be a part of this change. Simply showing up and watching, liking, commenting like you guys always do is more than enough. It shows interest and it pushes these videos up in terms of rankings. It'll make sure informative videos like I plan on doing are the ones that people will see, not the potential low effort videos that I and perhaps some other people have put out over the years. We need people to actually dive deeper into MMOs and give them more of a chance, and this is how we do that. So I hope you guys come on over and accompany me and are a part of this new journey through each and every MMO out there. And I would like to genuinely thank you guys for having put up with some low quality videos like I have just shown in this video for so long.
Someday soon I'm gonna make it, yeah.